Hi, everyone. My name is Buthaina Kanaan Khouri. I am a Palestinian independent filmmaker. I reside in Taiba, Ramallah, West Bank, Palestine. I make films about women all my life. And I like to start by saying with two saying that I'm used to hear from my mom, my mother, who's, by the way, she's 90 years of age. And she used to say, no one goes to bed hungry. Well, in Gaza, all goes to bed hungry, and not just hungry, but also starving for the past 6 months. There are more than 30 children under the age of 12 had passed away or died by being hungry. And many more are suffering from malnutrition. Another saying my mom used to say, men don't cry. Well, in Gaza, basically, regardless of age, all men have been crying, being terrified and being humiliated and having the sense of loss of dignity and loss of their trying to protect their loved ones and themselves. Well, the world calls this a war against Hamas. My mother, who's 90 years of age, as I said, had lived the Nakba in 1948 and all the wars in Palestine against the Palestinians. She calls it genocide against women and children in Gaza and in Palestine in general. Where more than 70% of the targeted victims are women and children. Every hour, there are two mothers being murdered. And every 2 hours, there are 7 women being brutally murdered in Gaza. The Israeli occupation forces, they purposely and intentionally bombarding complete sections, populated sections, where whole buildings, they bombard them on top of women and children. More than 112 cases of rape has been recorded against women in Gaza when they detain them or when they force them to evacuate. 3 of which are teenagers, actually, of those women. When they evacuate them, Palestinian women or women in Gaza, they get strip searched and their belongings, they steal their belongings, whether it's money or gold. 90% of women and children are now facing severe trauma in Gaza, where 5,000 women are suffering now from complete madness. And the reason for that, they have witnessed their children being killed and had to collect them in pieces. So their biggest fear now, that if we have to die, can we die as one piece? And if our children have to die, please, God, don't let us collect them in pieces. Let's have them in one piece. There are 17,000 orphanages in Gaza because of this war, and the number is rising. Israeli occupation forces Israeli occupation forces deliberately, they kill, torture, and humiliate Palestinian men in front of their mothers, daughters, wives, and through their loved ones. This war is not carried only by Israel against the Palestinian existence. It's carried by international soldiers, mercenary, coming from all over Spain, France, Italy, Germany, Ukraine, you name it. And their aim is to get the money for it. It's the world who's committing this war against the Palestinian existence. What we need right now is really action. We need people to support Palestinians in Gaza, to support them, whether it's financially, mentally, morally, humanly, you name it. They need all kinds of support. They have turned Gaza from an open air prison to an open graveyard. where many people in Gaza had lost the faith in the human rights, whether children rights, women rights, any kind of human rights. They have lost faith of that because we've been witnessing it all over, hearing about it, but when it came to Gaza, it had stopped. We haven't seen the human rights activists working for Gaza. We used to think as Palestinians that that Israel is occupying Palestine, but we found out actually Israel is occupying the whole world, and the only liberated area is Gaza. Thank you.